Once upon a time, I worked with a coach who had me do every set to failure. And do you know what happened? My strength number tanked. Now, I think there's no universe where, lifting heavy and trying to lift close to failure with the intention of building muscle mass, where that correlates with a decrease in strength. So if you are building muscle, then your strength numbers should go up, and if your strength number go up, then most likely you are at least maintaining your muscle mass, or even better, you are even building some muscle. And so if you do take your sets to failure, but your strength numbers are going down, then there's definitely something wrong. And this is something that we talk a lot with our clients, and we also get quite a lot of question about, especially the relationship between intensity and volume. So how many sets should I be doing, and then how hard should those sets be? And in the last few years, with the increase in popularity of strength training for women, and the whole messaging about the importance of creating muscle and building muscle for women, then it seems like a lot of advice comes from the bro culture, and a lot of it is just like, yeah, take every set to failure. And there's a problem with this. The problem is, first, there's a lot of fatigue that comes from training to failure. In fact, it's exponential. So the closer you come to your limit, the more fatigue you are going to create. That's one thing. Then the other thing is, it's not a guarantee that you are going to make progress if you do that. The worst case scenario is you kind of overdo it, and then your body is not able to recover quickly enough from your working sets until the next session. Or sometimes the fatigues accumulate over like a few weeks, and then suddenly you just crash and you don't know why, and it's because it was just too hard all the time. But then the other thing is, just training to failure is not really a guarantee for muscle growth, because yes, in that moment, then you have a very strong stimulus for hypertrophy, for muscle growth, but it doesn't really tell you like how often you should do that, how many sets per session, how often in the week. And if you just do 1 or 2 sets of that muscle group or that muscle per week, it might not be enough. And this is exactly what happened to me. So I was not training frequently enough with enough volume, and so I was literally taking every set to failure. But because the frequency and the overall volume was too low, I still had a regression in strength number, and it was the worst case scenario, because at the same time the coach had me do a calorie surplus, because this is what you need to grow muscle, right? And so my body weight on the scale was going up, but my strength number in the gym were going down. So it's the worst case scenario. And what happened was factually that I was actually losing strength, but at the same time gaining body fat, because if your strength numbers are going up, and especially if this comes with an increase in body weight, then most likely you are building some muscle. And for me, it wasn't the case. So what I want to give you, as a takeaway from this video is that first, training to failure always is not a guarantee that you are going to build muscle, because there are other aspects of training that have to be dialed in to make sure that you are indeed, building muscle. And then second, because of the increased fatigue that comes with training to failure, then this is also something that you don't want to overdo. And so if you have a program that is sound, and you train one muscle group, let's say twice a week, with at least 6 sets per muscle group, roughly in that ballpark for most muscle groups, then at least you are going to maintain your strength Maybe you are even going to grow, to make some progress in the gym. If you have that in place, then having 1 week per month where you are taking like 1 or 2 of those sets to failure, to really push the envelope and really strive to establish a new PB, then this is going to be enough for you to make progress. Assuming the rest of the phase, you are not just like showing up to the gym and then waiting that the progress is going to happen just because you showed up. You're still going to try to to increase the numbers, to increase the number of reps, maybe to increase the weight that you are using, but keeping like a few reps in the tank at the end of your sets. And if you do that for the most part, like three weeks out of your month, and then one week of your month is like, okay, now I'm going to go all out effort for 1 or 2 sets for that muscle group, then you're in a very good place.